guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I have a special guest here with me, Upton Fisher. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself. Before we do that, Upton, whenever I have someone on my channel, they have to do a little shimmy, like,
Okay.
okay,
I don't know about the
yeah,
shimmy, but I can loosen
yeah.
up.
I'll leave Upton introduce himself and I'll let you guys know how I know Upton. Yeah, go ahead and introduce
All
yourself.
right, how y'all doing? My name is Upton Fisher. I am a U.S. military veteran of the United States Navy, which is the world's
Okay.
greatest force. I'm also a graduate of Florida A&M University and Tallahassee Community College as well. I also have another degree on the way. That's to be determined. But yes, I'm a social activist as well and community organizer for the Florida area, and the whole state actually, focusing on Orange County, Pasco County, Hillsborough County, and also Leon County. I'm also a community donor and a list of other things.
Okay. Upton is involved in all the things. The list goes on and on and on. As he mentioned, he graduated from FAMU. So I know Upton from FAMU. So we're representing up in here. Yes. The topic that we have today is dating. What? Okay, so dating. I have a few questions for Upton. It's not really going to be an interview type thing because, yeah, it's a topic that's been on my mind, and I'm happy that I have a guy here with me that I can also get his perspective when it comes to dating, because I'm also out here in these dating streets, which I find is really discouraging. It's really ghetto out here, for real, for real. So Upton, you mentioned all of these qualities. Do you want to tell the people your age so we know? No?
I am new to the 29 age group, saying goodbye to my
Okay.
20s. Got one more year.
How does it feel?
Ooh, it's a little scary,
Right?
but it's actually fun. It's like to get all the things out my 20s and look back on the last decade. I think I did it right.
Yeah.
I did it right, I think.
Okay. So are you dating? Are you single?
Oh Lord, I am single. Let's get that understood. Hello, I'm
Oh,
single.
you look like you wasn't sure just now.
Cause I'm like, am I dating? Yes, I'm dating,
Okay.
but I am single.
So how has the dating life been for you, and how long have you been dating?
I've been dating since we graduated. We graduated.
So
Yeah,
are you out here looking for a wife or?
I'm out here looking for anything that's for me.
So like you don't want to give the wife name, or like what is it? What is the difference? Because you said you started dating since you graduated. Is there a difference between like what you're doing now? So were you talking to people before? What does it look like for you now,
Okay,
dating
so
wise?
dating wise, transitioning from where I was to where I am now, I had that big moment of graduation. Like a lot of people do not understand how major that is, because when you're dating someone, the big question is what happens after graduation. Like, are we going to the same city? Are we trying to make this work out? Are we doing long distance? We're gonna chase your field, I'm gonna chase my field. So I kind of ran into that situation, and I think we decided to go our separate ways because of that. So after that, it's been a dating cycle where I just wanted to focus on myself at that moment. And now that I'm here, it's kind of like, okay, now you're full grown, adult, career established. All right, time to date.
Okay. So like what does the process look like to you? So you see somebody and you're like, you like her.
Fortunately, I'm a Black man, so I have a lot of attractive counterparts in Black women. So it takes a little more, like a lot of attractive Black women out here. It's a lot.
Tell me. So what this like I'm sure that you have people sliding in your DMs often.
I think everyone assumes that my DMs are popping, but they're really not. I think it's an assumption, like everyone thinks it is. It's not. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm not even tripping.
You're not asking. You probably might have people sliding in your DM after this video.
We gonna see. We gonna see. I'm dark, tall, and handsome on Instagram. Just
okay. You see, he's open to it. So do you mind if women shoot their shots, or like what are your thoughts?
at this day and age, I prefer it. because it's kind of meaning that, you know, you're more progressive. It's a thing that's now changing. Now, if I step to you, I'm going to step, but I'm also going to read it. Like, I'm going to read the room because sometimes, you know, ladies just want to have fun. They just want to be out. They're not always looking to meet people. So after a couple eye bats and a couple smiles, I'm not sure what we're doing.
Okay. I'll talk about kind of my experiences. I feel like dating has become so complicated.
It is. Extremely.
And like recently I went and I was talking to someone. It wasn't really a date, but we happened to be out, right? It wasn't a date. And we were having a discussion, and he said that women feel that we are obligated, like men are obligated to like pay for their meals. Is that something that you think about? Like if you invite, because to me, I'm 29 too, so back in the days, you know, for me it was normal. If a guy asks you to go out, I automatically assume that you're gonna pay for my meal. I'm a person, I really don't like to leave my house, so if I'm getting dressed to go out, that you ask me to go out, I'm expecting you to pay for my meal. So is that something that you have a problem doing? Do you find that women take advantage of you by asking, you know, for food or?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of guys out here. I can't say I personally experienced it because it hasn't happened to me. But I've seen guys, I have friends, of course. We all hear about each other's dating experiences. So yes, I've heard guys like, I pay for a meal and then she goes to me, or stuff like that. So now it's more of a wall of protection. Back in our days, you know, back in our days, it was like if we asked you out, I was genuinely interested in you and you were interested in me. It wasn't a benefit of a meal. Like it wasn't about that. Nowadays, it's kind of like, okay, get what you can out of whoever you can. So it's a little scary out here. These streets is dangerous.
I'm telling you, listen, at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on the things that I want to do. And this dating life is not really it for me. The ghosting part, do you find that women are too, because I was part of the discussion, he said that women are too quick because they have so many options. It's easy for them to drop a guy when they're dating. And I disagree, because if you're dating, I think it's safe for you to also drop out if you see something that you dislike as well. Like, what do you think about multiple persons dating multiple people?
I'm cool with, okay, first let me rewind. I do not feel like that's a woman or male thing. Like,
okay.
I feel like it's both of us, we all do it. So it's not
ghosting?
Like, yes, I think everyone, I've seen guys ghost, I've seen women ghost. It's like everyone ghosts.
They sure do ghost.
So, so when people are doing this whole ghosting thing, it's kind of like leave people on almost a self-reflection. Like, did they do something wrong? There's an incomplete motion there, self-emotion. So with that, it's kind of eerie. It's kind of scary.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about the ghosting culture. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I think as far as dating, we can figure it out, but some people have different morals and there's cultural differences as well, many of the times.
I think I want to elaborate more on that part because, okay, so do you think it's okay for people to date multiple people?
In this day and age, yes.
Like for you.
Oh, for me?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go ahead and date anybody you want. If I'm not like officially applying enough pressure, or if I don't actually be my girlfriend, I don't expect you to just date me. My approach, like we didn't really talk about it earlier, so I'm gonna rewind and go back to the approach.
True.
I'm typically not a guy that will ask you for your number, ask you on a date, and then ask you to be my girlfriend next month. That's not gonna happen. I am very strategic and logical about how I move, so I want to get to know you. Because I want to know who you are. I don't want to know the representative of you. I don't want, like, you know, sometimes we used to get those questions. What do you look for in a significant other? And that used to be the cheat code, because whatever you say, I'm about to become. Until I get what I want, and then I'm going to show them my real colors. So besides going through that whole phase, I'm going to take my time. if I'm really meant for you and you're really meant for me, what's the rush? We're gonna go on multiple dates. We're gonna experience each other. We're gonna do everything. So what's the rush?
Okay. So I'm glad that you rewinded. So okay, you got someone's number. What is the next step? You're texting, you're calling.
I'm FaceTiming off the rip. I do not have time. Like, I'm not gonna text you. I don't like texting myself because if I text you,
Oh my gosh, listen, I hate texting. Give me a call. I mean, I'm getting used to the whole FaceTime thing, but like, give me a call. Let's talk on the phone. We can do that for hours and hours and hours. But the texting part, it's for me, it gets very tiring, like tedious, because I don't have the time for it. So you're more of a FaceTime. So then after that, you depending on the conversation. So what do you look for when you're talking to someone, like
I gotta read the body language. I gotta see if you
on
move when you talk.
FaceTime?
Yes, on FaceTime, I gotta see you. I gotta see the face. I gotta read the energy. I gotta see
Okay.
what you're into. I gotta know your interest. I gotta figure you out. I gotta see if you laugh at my jokes. Are you laughing? Are you play laughing? I just gotta read. Like, I gotta see it. I gotta see your living space. I'm looking in the background. I'm doing all of it.
Why?
Because you can't ask me to be on this like extravagant date or some expensive things. You can't tell me about a lifestyle that you can't afford or that you're not doing this. Like, and I'm not just talking materialistic. I'm like, you can't afford to keep your house clean. You can't afford to, keep your spaces cleansed. And if you can't afford that, like, I know you ain't gonna do it for me.
Look, with you saying that, tell the people where you like your background.
Oh yeah, I'm Jamaican.
Okay.
we gonna yeah, I put bleach in my soap water. Like, if you wash dishes,
like I feel like that's a real Caribbean thing. Like you even mentioning that, as I feel like it's a real Caribbean thing. Okay, so you mentioned materialistic and expenses wise. Another thing that came up, do you think that like dating outside of your budget, or like where do you take your girls out? I mean, your girl out if you're dating and girls.
Oh, if I ask a woman out, a young lady, if I ask anybody out, it's gonna be on some adventurous stuff. I'm not taking you to the movies. I'm not taking you to dinner. We can grab some food, but that's after
We
that.
love to eat.
We're going on a hike.
Okay.
We're going to the gun range. We're going on jet skis. We're going to the arcade. Somewhere I can go and really see your personality. I want to see how you feel, how you act, how you react. We can go to an art museum. I'm gonna see how you feel about art. Like, okay, go to a dance show. We're gonna see some people dance. See how you feel about the art for real.
Okay. So it varies. I guess it depends on the person as well.
Of course, you gotta take your time out. Depending if I would read a woman about her keychain.
So how long does the talking stage go for you before you even ask her on a date? So is it phone call, date, or phone call, date?
It depends when I feel the energy. When I feel like, all right, cool, this cool, we gonna go. It can be first phone call, it can be 5 phone calls. It depends when I feel like, all right, you know what? I'm officially comfortable with you. Once I get comfortable, all right, I want to see you in person.
Okay, so once you're on a date with a female, with a woman, what do you look at while you're on a date? You mentioned the facial expression, you talked about the energy, but what is something that you've seen while you're on a date and you're like, nah, what's your deal breaker? Yes.
All right, my deal breaker. I hope she don't see this, but I'm gonna talk about it. Certain points of views I can't agree with. As you know, I am a activist, and a couple of summers ago, I was really active in my activism. So I went on a date with a young lady, and she actually said that she doesn't understand Black Lives Matter. And at that point, check please.
So you didn't even continue the conversation, or like, what was it for you? I mean, that was it, like political views is something that's a deal breaker for you?
Considering it's my personal passion, I'm definitely educated. I ain't just leave her high and dry, but I was ready to go at that moment because we fit on total opposite planes. Like, she was back in the blue, and I was like, all right, okay, I understand, but my community is getting shot down and nothing's happening. It kind of struck a nerve inside me. Like I said, I'm passionate about that. That's a hard no for me, hard pass. So knowing myself, my boundaries, it wasn't gonna work.
Okay, so that's your deal breaker. Do you have any others? And you just mentioned boundaries, so I'm going to ask you to expound on that. Yeah.
Deal breakers. All right, we're talking on the shallow level. Smell.
Yeah. So you like, she gotta smell good.
Got to smell good. You have to. I have to, like, if I give you a hug, I gotta smell home.
Okay, so what else? That's it?
That's really it. Ladies can control their fate after that.
Okay. Not too difficult. I think having a great conversation is bonus energy, like how you portray yourself. I'm very big. Sorry. I'm very big on like the kind of conversation that we're able to have. If I can't have a conversation with you at the first date, it's very unlikely for us to go on a second. Even from the phone call, if the conversation just remains there, like on that level, then
it's not gonna work.
It's not going to work. And it's not easy for anybody to get me out my house. So I'm really, for real, because dating, I feel like it's time. It's time consuming getting to know someone. And if it's not, sometimes it doesn't really feel worth it to an extent. No. Upton, I'm serious. I went on a date once, and even with us, like our age, being in FAMU, I wasn't really entertaining anyone like that because I had to go through my own process. The people that would approach me, they were younger.
Of course, they gonna shoot. The younger ones shoot.
I went on a date once with one, and the conversation that we had, I was like, yeah, this is not gonna happen again. And I told one of my friends, Jessica, I'm gonna put her on blast. So I told her about it. She was like, Christine, are you being too hard on them? Because whenever I go on a date and I come to her about it, she's like, maybe you're being too hard. And I don't think at the beginning I was, though, like back then. I'll tell you how I used to date before. Now I'm a little more lenient because, I talk about my faith.
Of course, I was about to tell you, this is why I don't feel like it's really that hard. There's like 5 or 6 categories every man can hit at any given time to talk to a woman. You can talk about the spiritual, religion, whatever you want to talk about.
Okay, I was very super spiritual. Like I went on the date, I was like, do you talk to God? Do you go to church? Do you do this? Do you do that? I was very interrogative instead of. So you think that's okay?
That's perfectly fine because that's something important to you.
True.
So if it's important to you, it's going to be a topic of discussion. Now, once you receive your answers, that dictates what's happening next. All right, if he gave you your answers, if it's not satisfying to your soul, then you're going to keep moving, which is okay. That's not hard. That's just, it wasn't a connection there where you was at that moment.
But it's still different because I think with me, I was expecting them to be on the same level that I'm at and not accepting where they are with God, if that makes sense.
That's major because everybody's journey is different.
Exactly. So that's something I needed to learn. And that's why she was like, maybe Christine, you're being a little too hard on that. So that was I don't remember where I was going with that, but we'll go back to your boundaries. Like, what are boundaries for you?
All right, so I have my hard lines and my soft lines. Certain things that we can work it out. We can figure that out. Certain things that's just that's not happening at all. So boundaries. What are my boundaries? I don't do domestic violence. I don't do the calling out my name. Like, I don't do the disrespect at all. I don't do domestic violence. I don't do the messy, talk about the next door neighbors, talk about everybody's business. I don't do none of that. I don't like it. I don't want it around me. Those are my hard lines. I just don't do drama.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say privacy is probably a hard line too, because there's no reason. If I tell you something, I only tell you. that 3 or 4 people that's not my friends
Mm.
tell me about me.
Have you had that done before, like to you?
Unfortunately, when we were talking about that transition, one of my friends, well, my pre-love interest, she spoke candidly with her friends, and her friends actually seen me. They took it upon themselves
To come in.
to press me about it.
Oh.
But the dangerous thing about that is, oftentimes not, we only tell half of the story. So once I'm getting pressed by your friends, I like to add a full picture. Now we're all on the same page. Now we can have a discussion.
Okay, so you mentioned that you don't like any disrespect. You don't like anyone calling you out of your name and those type of things. And me coming from the Caribbean and going into the United States of America, you know, I do believe women are different there compared to I can speak from my culture because I'm also of Haitian background, so of Haitian descent. What is your opinion with the different women that you've encountered culture-wise?
Well, let's start with this. All women are beautiful. I want to start
Yes.
there.
I know it's a very hard, kind of difficult, tricky question to ask because you don't want anybody to get into their feelings.
I'm all right. Let's do this.
Okay.
So, culturally, a cultural difference would be certain freedoms and certain opportunities. I think in the Caribbean culture, our women have a sense of like placement and a sense of being. Like they know exactly what role they're playing, what role they're filling. I think when it comes to the American culture, sometimes our beautiful women are trying to still find their way, trying to figure out where do they fit in. And they're really trying to feel it. They don't want to just play the role, they want to feel the role. So, like everyone knows, if your home is not taken care of, you can't go out there and really produce high income. You can't be on your best game. You can't, as a man, in the culture. If I didn't eat this morning before I went to work and I fell off the ladder, I was probably dizzy because I didn't eat. Once you say I didn't eat all day, everyone's gonna look at me like, don't you have a wife? Don't you got a girlfriend? Like
in the culture.
In the culture.
Yes.
In America, if I fall off the ladder, I just fell off the ladder. Like, okay.
Why you didn't buy something at Dunkin' Donuts? Like, why didn't you buy something on the road? Why do I have to cook for you? You know, it's definitely it's way different between the culture, my culture, and how, you know, certain things I don't really agree with, like having to cook every day is something I grew up seeing. I'm definitely not doing that every day, especially if I will be working. But the different roles that men and women play in a relationship. So we talked about the culture. What are your thoughts when it comes to the roles in your relationship, not in others? Like if you have, when you find your significant other, how would it look like for you, you think?
Ooh, for me.
Like your ideal way.
So the dream team. All right,
Yes.
so the dream team. The dream team is gonna come prepared. We're gonna come ready every time. We stepping by everything. We matching outfits when we step out.
You're one of those?
If I'm happy enough, if I'm in love, yeah.
Okay.
But the dream team, I need somebody supportive. Like, I need to find out what your dreams are. I want to tell you my dreams, and we have to legit support each other and make it happen. There are certain spaces and places that we both will not be able to operate in. But as long as we know that we're going to get what we need, we're good. I gotta say understanding.
Okay.
Understanding and execution and commitment, hard work, dedication.
The list keep going on and on.
It's gonna go because it's not an easy job. It's not an easy feat. It's definitely a difficult thing. Relationships are not easy. Like you said, you ain't trying to cook every day. I was gonna tell you that's good. I'm Jamaican. I like to cook. So I don't think my significant other doesn't have to cook every day because I'm gonna get off in there too. But as far as eating fast food every day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah, okay. I want to elaborate more on what you said. Relationship is not easy. It's not. I know I haven't been in a relationship for a minute, but I the work that needs to be put in to make it work, and it's something that has to come from, like, from both persons. And we're talking about relationship, but even marriage, committing yourself to someone, that's a big deal.
That's something I think a lot of people want, but they don't realize what that entails. It's kind of like college. You want to be in college, but do you really want that 11:59 curfew for the assignments?
I think college is even easier because college is for, let's say, the 4 years that you're there, 2 years, after that you're done. But a relationship, that thing where that's supposed to be lifelong, I think it's scary. It's a beautiful thing once you connect yourself to once you have the right person that is willing to also put in the work. But it's not easy because you're gonna have the high moments, you're gonna have your low moments, and the person that you got married to might not be the same person the next year or the next 2 years. Are these things that you think of? Do you want to get married, Upton?
One day, definitely. But
So not no time soon. So would it be okay? So you would find a significant other, your partner, and you guys live together for X amount of years, and then you get married.
wait,
Okay, so you wouldn't get married before you wouldn't get married before you live with the person. Like, what would the
we have
determination be?
we live together. I gotta see how you live because
I've
honestly,
heard that.
we gotta shack up. I don't want to. I don't want to do. I don't want to be
That's
introduced
against
to
the Bible.
what chapter. Wait a
They'll have to
minute.
get married first.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I ain't read no. Where it say Adam and Eve was married. I ain't read that.
Things have. We're not gonna go into that right now.
I was going to King Solomon next. I'm like, he had a lot of wives. I think he had like 700 wives.
Okay, you know your Bible. I see. But that was back in the days, Upton. So are you saying that a man should have multiple women?
Sure, if you want him. If they want him and he want them, go for it.
Okay, where's your stance? I'm talking about you.
Oh, Upton.
Yes,
Oh,
Upton Fisher.
if I meet two women and they want me and I want them and they want each other, we can make this happen. I'm open to it. Because that means less attention for me. And it also, honestly, it's all jokes. But seriously, depending on the culture, if I'm in America, no.
If you're American, no?
No, I'm American.
Why? Oh, okay.
American culture has a lot of underlying societal basis you can't do.
Okay.
So it's not built for a, let's say, poly relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get married to two women and file both of them equally as my wives.
So you have to get married to two or just shack up
married.
with the both of them.
Yep, you cannot marry both of them.
Okay.
Even if both of them have my children, they cannot both be my wives.
Okay. So back to the marriage thing. So you would prefer to shack up before you get married. So what are you looking for once you start living with your person?
You leave the toothpaste open, what you do? I'm looking for the small things. Like, you make the bed up before we leave, or you was just doing that when we were dating?
So are these your deal breakers when you're living with them? I mean, at the end of the day, you're not really sure what to expect.
I have to see your day-to-day behaviors. Like, having two separate places is always, you have that safe place to go. You always have your own space. I want to know when we have to occupy the same spaces. What happened when times aren't good? Like, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about depression, anxiety. We're going to talk about things. You can no longer hide nothing from me. We live together. So what comes out of that is going to tell what's happening.
Okay. So do you think you'll know do you have a time frame in your head? Like, okay, we'll live together for about 2-3 years and then, or?
if we want to be completely honest, living with me for 2-3 years, she's probably gonna get pregnant. So we just gonna, I don't know. I don't see checking up for 2-3 years, maybe a year or
Okay.
two, and then we'll see how it's going. If I'm completely happy like I was on day one in a year and a half, yeah, I'm gonna go rain shopping. We're gonna have to go get this rain. We just
Okay.
gonna do this. If I'm legit that happy,
Mm-hmm.
and you're the
Do you,
same person, oh yeah.
I mean, they're not gonna be the same person.
Oh no, I'm just saying like the same person as I'm still attracted to you. Like you
Okay.
haven't told me like you ain't called me out my name, you ain't with
Okay.
domestic violence, you ain't trying to break my TV and get
Mm-hmm,
mad.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If you ain't crossed them lines yet, oh yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And how do I see it? Honestly, I'm probably gonna meet her. We're gonna date. We're gonna date like probably for a year without even noticing. That first year gonna fly by. Like we've been doing this for a year. It's gonna probably fly by because it's gonna be adventure after time. So
Wait, you guys would live together after a year. So after a year of dating, you'll know, okay, this is the person that you want to try this longer with.
oh no, I'm gonna push that back as far as possible. I'm not trying to let you in my space that quick. Cause I don't know how you do finances. I'm not sure how you wash dishes yet.
You're not sure how you wash dishes yet. She
It's
put
gonna
it
be
in
like
the
a tiffin.
washing machine, Upton. That's how they do it over there.
Tuesday, not over here. Nah. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm
Okay.
gonna unplug it. Don't worry about it. But
Okay, so your dating period, how long is that? How long would that be? You're
my dating
29. Do you have a age where you wanna start your life, start your family?
30. I wanted to start my family at 30. 31. I'm a little behind. I know I'm behind.
I'm
But
like, you're 29 now and you want to push back the living together as far as possible.
I know. I want to. It happens like this.
Okay.
You know, come over one night, you might spend the night. That's cool. In a couple of weeks, you might spend 3 nights.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of weeks, you might spend 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see how this goes. Then, a couple months, you might spend a week.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. 2 weeks. Cool. All right, might crash out. It might be between the time you need to re-sign your new lease, have an apartment. You know what happens. So you might need to crash with me for a month.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Might tell you what's the point of getting a lease. You might as well just stay here.
Mm-hmm. So that's how it's gonna go. Might go.
Might.
Okay. Okay. Do you have anyone that you're dating that you're like, okay, this might be it? Like anyone that you've dated that you're like, okay, I might take this serious. I would like to entertain this a little more and see where it goes. Am I putting you under the bus? Am
Oh
I?
no, I'm laughing. I'm like, anybody I'm dating, I'm taking serious. I'm taking serious.
Are you dating multiple people or is just that one person?
I'll do multiple.
Okay.
Like
So what makes one stand out?
when one just enjoys that genuine time or that conversation is legit genuine, that energy is just genuine, that pure. Are you okay? How's your day? How'd you sleep?
Aw. The
Like that.
simple things.
The simple things, the small things, the okay, no drama.
Mm-hmm.
No drama. The
Okay.
peace. Bring me peace.
Yes.
Bring peace.
Men they talk about that a lot, for you to be their peace. So okay, so you mentioned all of these things. So these are the do's when you're dating a guy, make sure you follow up on him, make sure you check up on him. Did you eat and all of those things? What are the don'ts when it comes to like dating?
Don't.
You find
You can't be naggy. Like you can't be just nagging about small things. Like if something did not get done, something simple, that might not have been the highlight stressor of the day, but it might be the straw to break the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not too big of a deal,
Mm-hmm.
address it and leave it alone. But no nagging. Drama. No drama. If a man finds peace in video games, anime, working out, anything that he finds peace in, support him in it. Let him know. It's the little piece he does get. Because work is not peaceful, but every man wants a peaceful home.
Okay, ladies, be the man, peace. That's all. Simple, right? I don't think
I don't
You
know.
think that's hard to ask, but I think too, for us to be their piece, also they have to create a safe space for us as well. You know, because
Elaborate on safe space.
okay, so okay, sometimes men, I do agree that we have to be their piece. So whenever you come to me, I should be that safe space for the guy as well, correct?
Yes.
But but also if don't ask me to be your piece if you're out there doing things to like take me off. You know, you're out here with multiple women, or if I told you, if I communicated something to you and I told you I don't like when this and this happen, and you do it, you know, like I think with being the piece, I think it should be reciprocated. It should be from the person. It should also don't ask me to do it if you're not also creating that peaceful environment for me to.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly
Okay,
because
so
you can't expect it if you're not gonna give it.
exactly. What other advice would you give to women out there, like really want to hear from a guy's perspective that is out here dating, that you may have noticed that there's a constant, it's a theme that we women do that men don't like, is the nagging,
The drama,
the
the all,
disrespect.
the disrespect, the drama. Just try to keep it to a low. If your friends are talking about all men are trash, don't join that bandwagon. If your man not trash, make sure you remind him, not mine.
I agree. I
Like,
agree.
kind of speak life into your man.
Yeah.
Understand that's your partner. Sometimes, if that's your real one, you
Mm-hmm.
guys gonna weather a storm. Y'all gonna go through this life, and some friends might come and go. People might be seasonal, but that person's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
treat them that person as such. Like, go for it.
And for men though, like you're older, you're not older, but you're 29, and there are guys that are watching these red pill, simp, blue pill type thing that I have no knowledge
Oh, the
about.
red pill is a simp. Okay, I know what a simp is. Then I know what a simp is.
I think it's a soft person, a guy that's soft.
A simp is somebody that legit is kind of like a beta male almost, which is nothing wrong with it. But he's the
Okay.
guy. This sounds horrible. I'm gonna tell you what it is. He's the guy that really, really likes you.
Mm,
He's the guy that you can manipulate. He's the guy
mm,
that you friend zone, but you don't
mm-hmm.
want to see him with someone else. He's the guy that you can call on, and a moment he's gonna drop everything and listen to whatever you have to say. He's gonna be there for you,
Okay.
but you don't allow him to be with you. He's the simp. So when he's being a simp, it's kind of like all the homeboys like, bro, you're really sprung over her. Because no matter what she does to you, you're gonna take it because you want her that bad. You're making it's kind of like when I compare it to women that make excuses for men that they know aren't for them. You're simping. Because if it was anyone else, you wouldn't put up with it. It's just because you want them that bad. And that's sometimes come with emotion. That's love. It is what it is. But if it's not being reciprocated, it can be very, very manipulative
Mm.
and abusing.
Yeah, I've seen the name pop up, but I've never really looked into it because I'm like, there's a lot of things out here I don't want to know about it, honestly, because the dating streets is already tough. I don't need that kind of energy in my life. I feel the way that we used to do it was okay. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I don't like being taken on a date and we decide whether or not we like each other. If we don't, then we go our separate ways.
Some of us just cling on to it. And I'm talking men and women. Like we
Cling
fall
on
in
to
love
what exactly?
negative, something that doesn't serve us. Sometimes we'll weather a storm and be like, you know what? There's gonna be better days to come. You know what? She might be out there. She might be in the streets for now, but you know, one day she's gonna see my worth and my value, what I bring to her. One day she's gonna, or we might be like, one day he's just young right now. One day he's gonna realize that I'm his wife. Like one day I'm gonna get treated well. We keep fighting for that extra day, extra day. but we're also in a generation that they call us the microwave generation. We want results now. Give me what I want now, or I'm not playing with it. So some of us are taking old school tactics for new school results. It's a little spooky.
Old school tactics for new school results. Okay, what do you like then from the old school that, I mean, you're still doing it old school wise. You're going on your dates, you're doing FaceTime. Anyways,
Oh, no, I'm
like
saying old school?
I think
Tactics?
I think that's old school because now these days is really texting and the dating multiple people, I think is more new school now. I don't think it's something that we used to do back then.
I don't think we did it openly.
Let me speak for myself. I wasn't dating multiple people, but even now dating multiple persons, it feels weird. I'm on a small island, so it's like you can't really, it doesn't look good if you're dating. Okay, so I must stay home. That's what I'll do. And then hopefully it'll happen. It'll happen some way or another.
Well, let's talk about the consequences because you talked about the island, so we're going to go home with it. On the island, there's a lot of different cultural consequences when you are known for being another woman, the other woman.
Let me hear your perspective because being back home, I found that it's more, it was kind of, I was reminded that we're here on a small island. So there's one man with multiple people, and it's kind of like everybody knows about it. And I don't want that. There's a lot of situationship. That's something that is more common now than back then. Like people will bluntly ask you, they rather a situationship than a relationship. Someone told me that a relationship is more beneficial for women than men. What do you think about that?
Facts.
Oh, because why?
Because something that we do is get hung up with titles. So once a woman has a title, she already trumps everything else already.
She already trumps what?
Everything. Like, okay. Oh, that's his girlfriend. She already has one up on everybody around her. The title is very, very secure.
Okay.
It's a safe place almost. Remember you said we gotta create safe spaces. Space that's safe is the title girlfriend.
Okay.
So despite the same actions, if you're the girlfriend, you feel like you mean more. So if I go sleep with such and such and my girlfriend finds out, she's like, yeah, but I'm his girlfriend. You were just a one night thing. It hits different.
Okay. So do you think then situations are more beneficial for men than women?
Yes, because if we're in a situationship, I'm not obligated to do everything I am as a boyfriend. As a boyfriend, you're going to look for me to do certain things. And you're going to require me to do certain things as your boyfriend. Like me, I got to fill up your car. I got to get your oil changed. I got to make sure you eat today. I got to, like, as your boyfriend, I got to make sure you own. As your situationship, I don't really have to. It's more of a appreciation for it. Oh my God, he got my oil changed today. That's dope. There's not appreciation once you get a boyfriend. Like your boyfriend status, you're like, hey, my car needs an oil change. You're not excited that he did it. You're just telling him he has to do it now. Like, hey, it's that time. So that appreciation, excitement, you as a man, you don't feel it no more.
Okay, so then guys want to continue wants to continue to feel appreciated, then that's the reason why they don't want a situationship. I mean, a relationship.
Of course. You never, as a man, you never, like, even married men, like older men, this is all men across the spectrum. No one wants to feel like they're being tolerated or they have to do something. Everybody wants to feel appreciated, even for the small ones.
True.
I fill up your car every Sunday. I want to thank you like I just did it every Sunday, like the first time.
So, okay, back to marriage then. Do you think it's more beneficial for women than men?
Definitely.
So, and you would be open to do it. Would you have a prenup?
Now we came in on the same tax bracket. Because right now, if we're being honest, dating often comes down to two types of dating: romance or finance.
Partnership.
Romance or finance, which one you like? You're dating
Okay.
because this person provides a service and a finance for you that you cannot provide for yourself, or are you just head in love with this person no matter what happens? You want this person, nobody else.
Mm.
Depending on what you got married for.
So what would it be for you, romance or finances?
Well, it has to be romance.
Okay.
I've come too far. I've accomplished too much by myself
Mm-hmm.
to just allow somebody to come in, put a ring on, and then take half.
Mm.
That ain't how they work. Even if we have a child, the system's so outdated that the fact that I'm married, she can put me on child support, but that does not mean I have 50% custody of my child.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's not automatic. You have to apply for it.
Oh,
Separately.
okay.
I
So
got a
those
question for you.
things. Do tell.
All right, let's do it. How would you want to be approached? Because you said the good afternoon, good morning. For a man to approach you, what's a good way for him to approach you? Like, I need a pickup line. First DM, what you saying?
I respond to DMs, but depending on the person, I might not entertain the conversation for too long. DMs will be very hard for you to like keep my attention. I guess I have to be a little more interested for me to continuously like text you like back to back, because you will know if someone is interested if you get a response like this, right? You will quicker get my attention if it's like a face-to-face conversation. Like if I went out and you complimented me but wasn't being disrespectful with it. I won't say what compliments, yeah, like there's a guy, his son, who's like, "You're so beautiful, oh my god." I was like, he wasn't disrespectful, but the way that he spoke to me, I was like, okay, but I wasn't interested in him like that. But like these are the things. No, if I tell you the backstory to that, Upton, you'll be like, okay, Christine. But these are the things that catch my attention. Yeah, the face-to-face interactions. And if we have a good conversation, then you might get my number.
I guess that's that new school versus old school. New school, DMs popping. They're creative. They are creative in new school. Old school, that walk up,
you
pick up
said
line.
your DM is not really popping.
Oh, definitely not. I can screenshot my DM.
Mine either. So like people might just assume that you have people sliding in your DM, but no. But I think too, if you're not interested in the person either, you might not remember them sliding in your DM. Yeah, you might think, okay, cool. They're just saying hello. You're not entertaining them because you're not mutually interested, Upton.
Nah, you wanna know what it really is?
What?
The truth is, I don't know you. Like, I haven't met you in person. The DM thing is kind of like, you're kind of like still on the internet. Until we have a physical face-to-face moment, I don't know you. And I think that's where my personal boundaries is one of my boundaries. Like, okay, people that are my internet people that I actually met in my real personal life. Like, I've seen this person before.
And you have a lot of followings. You have a lot of internet people. You do, Upton.
But one thing I will say about majority of my following, I met them before.
Okay.
At least once. But if you slide my DM and you can't tell me where we met, like, hey, I don't remember meeting you. If you can't tell me, like, we haven't met. Are you trying to scam me? Like, who are you? If we don't have mutual friends, even if we have mutual friends, I will ask our mutual friend about you. I'm like, hold on, who is this person?
What was the most creative pickup line that you've had? Okay, so you said you like when someone comes to you, shoot their shot. What does that look like? What would catch your attention? The fact that she did it, or
the attempt, the energy alone. Like, you have
so
to
it
have.
doesn't matter. Like if she sexualizes you often, don't you feel like, oh?
How does she do it? Is it funny? Like, I like jokes. Talk to me. If it's funny, I might laugh. If it's
Okay.
like, if she dead serious, I might be scared. I don't know. What we talking about?
Anything that you remember of the bat?
The only pickup line to stand out in my head was, she walked up, she's like, hey, you look really familiar. What's your name? I was like, my name's Upton. She was like, oh, yeah, my name's Bay. I said, your name Bay? She's like, yeah. And you can call me at this number.
That's it? She
That's
just
it.
okay.
She introduced herself as Bay. It was funny to me because I thought I really knew her. I didn't.
Okay.
It don't say what.
It's scary. Rejection is hard. Rejection is scary.
If
I
see
mean,
the
I
whole
think
time, I'm like,
men are used to, I don't want to say used to being rejected, but they're used to putting themselves out there. I don't think it gets easier, but I think it does.
You know what's crazy though?
What's crazy?
I noticed amongst my friends, like, I will call my friend group attractive. I think everyone should call their friend group attractive. So amongst attractive men are less likely to approach single women for fear of rejection. It's kind of like when that one guy approaches you, but you didn't like him, you like the friend. The friend they're less likely to approach you.
So
it kind of backfired.
So I'm trying to figure out, do you approach or where do you fall in that category?
I'm like on the borderline of cute and ugly, so it depends on what day it is. So it really depends on what day it is. If the day is the day, and I feel like, all right, cool, I'm being creative, the juices are flowing. Hey,
Okay.
I might shoot my shot, but 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not gonna shoot my shot. The way I meet women is like friends of friends. I don't really, the DM thing doesn't really work out for me. I don't know what to say.
Have you tried the DM thing?
I hopped in about 5 DMs in the last about 5 years.
You shot?
Yeah.
Did you make the shot?
I made 3 of them.
3 out of 5, that's good.
3 out of 5. The other one, it was just a stale conversation. I'm like, all right, well, enjoy your day. Got out of there. And the last one, I don't think I got a response.
She probably didn't see it. Or she might be in a relationship, so.
Because good girls don't reply.
Now I've been more open with replying, but before, nah. Or I say good afternoon and then that's it.
You might be missing out your blessing. Your husband's in your DM.
I don't think I'm being difficult, but I believe he's out there. Maybe this year, but I'm not out here looking. I think the difference is last year I was like, where is he? Where is he coming from? You know? But this year I'm like, I'll just focus on the things that I want to accomplish and he'll come.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've accomplished a lot. And it's not hitting the same to accomplish it with somebody. And I can openly say that. Like, it's not, even with graduation, it don't hit the same when I ain't graduate with the person I want.
True. I mean, okay, this is just us speaking, but even during graduation, I didn't even have my family there. Like you didn't, I was like, I didn't see Upton. I was telling Jessica, because like you have a presence. I was like, I did not see Upton. And she was like, I saw someone there that looked like you. You didn't go?
I didn't go at all.
Dang,
after
Upton.
My parents couldn't make it. So after them, I was like, I don't care anymore. Like I lost my little energy to go. Like my motivation.
Your friends?
My friends, a lot of my friends couldn't go because it was at the peak of COVID at the time. So Oh yeah, also feel free to use all this of my part if you want to.
What?
Anything you want to use of me, you can use. I don't care.
Okay, I know you're very open and I really appreciate that. But I think we talked. We had a good session. Thank you, Upton, for joining me on this dating/marriage conversation. I really appreciate you for your time. And tell the people again where they can find you.
All right, people, once again, my name is Upton Fisher. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and any other social media platform under Dark, Tall, and Handsome. If you need another video vixen, I'm here.
All right. So Upton does all the stuff, and you guys, if you guys are interested, slide in his DM, and he'll FaceTime you.
Most definitely.